Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's reading. I am just really being drawn to my Tarot Illuminati deck today, so I think I will heed this call and use this for messages for tonight. Hopefully we have some really incredible things coming through. The energy really does feel quite positive, so that is a good sign. As I shuffle these cards, you all can feel free to set your own intentions for this reading, either in your mind out loud or in the comments, however it feels good to you. If you are new here to this channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here and my Twin Flame Soul Tribe. You are all energetically co-creating this channel with me, because by subscribing and by liking these videos, you are energetically signaling your presence here to me. I can pick up on your energy a whole lot easier that way. And that also allows me to channel some hyper-specific messages for you and your situation. So if you would like that, definitely don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like these videos. So now I will begin shuffling. Oh, wow. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands immediately turned themselves over. And you know what? I think there's a problem in the way that I shuffled my deck, because some cards are upside down and some are right side up. So I'm just noticing that here. If you can see, I will take these cards that came out, but for just because of that, I'm going to ignore reversals for now, and we will just take them all as though they are upright. Spirit will clarify any messages that we need clarification on. So the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Wands here immediately indicates a strong masculine desire to communicate to a passionate feminine. So if you are new here, masculine and feminine are simply energies. They do not correlate to biological gender. We all have a balance of both energies within us, and sometimes one can be more prominent than the other. So it's all just a matter of energy here. That's all we are tapping into. I do use pronouns like he and she because masculine and feminine, you know, it just makes sense. But other than that, it has nothing to do with your biological gender. So definitely a divine masculine energy here is really passionately wanting to communicate to this feminine about whom he is passionate. This feminine is a passionate individual from what I can see, in the sense that she really brings things to fruition in her life through her passion. She is somebody who is dedicated. She's somebody who works hard and is determined to achieve her goals. She has come so far in life, faced so many obstacles, so many traumas, and yet nothing was really able to knock her down or to veer her off her path. And that is the biggest strength of this feminine. Thus, she stands tall with this wand here in her hand as though it's like her flag of victory. This is really what I'm being shown in my third eye. And these large sunflower blossoms that are behind her are really synchronistic with those personality traits about, that I just talked about bringing things to fruition through determination and perseverance. So this is exactly what is drawing this masculine energy to her. Now, although this is an ace card, which also signifies new beginnings, so yes, this masculine would definitely like a second chance with communication with this feminine. But also notice the crown here. This is a court card. She is a queen, right? The Queen of Wands. Notice the crown on the sword here as well. This indicates that the masculine is also stepping into his divine masculine energy now, his royalty energy now within him, where he stands taller and prouder than where he did in the past. This blue color for communication is also synchronistic, and the light above here is really indicating that the throat chakra is opening up. It's letting the light in here. Now you notice that there's still a lot of dark around here, so you know this throat chakra is only starting to open up for this masculine. It is not anywhere near open enough to where you would see movement in the 3D physical as far as communication is concerned from him just yet. But just also the synchronicity of the fact that this is a sword. It's like he's cutting through these barriers. He's cutting through these blockages in his throat chakra, because he is now mirroring this determination of this feminine here, that he's going to get communication with her because he just needs her back in his life. So immediately that's the message that I got coming through here. We do have, with the Four of Cups, a lot of remorse over the past. So this doesn't just have to be the past with the divine feminine that this masculine is remorseful over. I'm getting that this really has to do with his entire life experience in the past. You know, people that have let him down, people that did not understand him or misconstrued him in some way. You know, feelings of just never being enough and never really being fully understood by people, thus leading him to believe that he doesn't fit in, that he has to put on this false mask all the time in order to be accepted, in order to have friendships, in order to have any sort of a relationship with people. So it's almost like his outlook on connections in general, whether they are romantic or platonic, really became so jaded that he felt everything is fake. You know, like nobody can see through this ego-based mask that I have to put on, because this mask is the only thing that helps me get accepted in this world. It's the only thing that allows me to have some form of human connection without getting hurt. So from a very young age, I'm getting that this masculine really started to put this facade on, and it just became such a survival mechanism for him that he never learned to drop that. He never moved past that stage of superficiality when it came to trying to connect with people. And this is the spiritual awakening, the growth that this masculine is undergoing through the twin flame journey. So this cup that's coming in behind him, just, I mean, look at all these dull cups here that he's got. They're not even toppled over yet. He's so remorseful, but he's got something so divine, so big coming in here from the top that it's just gonna catch him by such a surprise. You know, this is the awakening that's going to fill him with that confidence to finally face the true self of his that he has kept hidden from the world and even from himself for so many years. And it's just become such a habit. So that's exactly what this masculine is being pushed toward overcoming in the 3D physical. We had the Hanged Man and the 10 of Pentacles come out here. So this is an extremely good sign, you guys, because this masculine right now is in this Hanged Man energy. And this Hanged Man energy to me in this reading speaks to enlightenment, that he has been kind of hanging in between his ego and his soul purpose, his heart's desire, for so long that it's impossible for him to either go this way or that way, forward or, you know, like there's really nowhere for him to go. So he's just sitting here in this stillness that is forcing him to introspect. And as he's introspecting, he's gaining so much more valuable insights and knowledge into his true self, into the wounds that play out in his relationships and in his life, And it's giving him such valuable insight into what he wants. He wants affection. He wants a family bond. He wants strength in his relationships. He wants groundedness in his relationships. He wants that happy family with the cherry on top of stability. This is really what the masculine, for the first time on such a deep level, is discovering that he truly wants. This is something that in his early years, he absolutely knew that he wanted. He was aware of that at some point in his life. But because, as I said, his feelings were hurt, something happened. I'm picking up some sort of rejection energy, some form of trying to connect with somebody or potentially even reconnect with somebody, and things just backfiring, that really caused him to lose faith in the connections that he has, or that he had even in the past. And so this really just caused him to shut down as an individual. And this is exactly what he's working on overcoming. His twin flame journey is pushing him into healing exactly those things that no longer serve him. We had the Two of Wands card come out as well during that shuffle. So now this masculine is not only introspecting about, where he's been and where he wants to be, but now he's actually looking out at this horizon to see where he needs to go. Now notice he's still standing still. There is no movement to be seen here, but his focus is in the right direction. And that's exactly where the tables start turning, is when their focus turns into the right direction, because what you meditate on, you eventually act on. And this masculine is really spending a lot of time, quote unquote, meditating on what it is that he wants and how to get there. The how to get there part is really what is most critical, because that's what's kept him stuck for so long, that, he kind of had an idea of what would fulfill him, but because it seemed so far-fetched and I don't really know how to get what I want, that's where the stuckness was coming in. So that's also why I say the tables have just about turned here, because once he starts looking out onto that horizon that he wants to be a part of, that he wants to journey to, that's when his eyes, his mind, his heart is going to map that route out for him. And seeing movement, of course, is going to take time, right? It always does, because it's never that easy to just, pick up and start moving towards what you want. And especially when it's something that matters a lot to you, you put a lot more thought into it, because you don't want anything to go wrong. You want everything to, pan out so smoothly. And that's exactly what this masculine is working on, is just that phase of, okay, now I know kind of what I want and where I want to go. I'm gonna look and observe, where I'm going to observe this place, this thing that, is symbolic of where I want to be. I'm going to learn about it from a distance. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to, really use my critical thinking skills to learn the ins and outs of it, and then I'm going to make my move. That's really the energy that I feel like this masculine is in right now. So let's see what other messages we need to hear. The Five of Swords and the Four of Swords flew out together. So this masculine, absolutely, he's been at this crossroads for such a long time. This Ten of Cups idea was kind of a fairy tale fantasy for him. Even as you can see how the images are painted on the cards, it just really seems like a fairy tale, like something that isn't really attainable in this life. But now, as he's taking time to rest and rejuvenate, to clear his energy, he's realizing the level of exhaustion that he has had fighting off his desires throughout his life, because he didn't feel like they were attainable, because he didn't feel like he was ever understood or accepted by people. There's so much darkness. Look at that. There's so much darkness in the heart space of this masculine. You see the green that stands for the heart chakra, and this green is being surrounded by so much dark that this masculine has really been harboring this darkness within himself for so long, to the point where he isn't really even conscious that it's there. It's just something that's, you know, deep seated in him, and it plays out through the energetic frequencies of the subconscious mind. It isn't something that he's consciously thinking about all the time, but of course these thoughts do come up. And if you notice, he has his back turned to this darkness and his head is down, tilted this way. He can't see this. He's not aware of the presence of these darkness on a conscious level all the time. But yet you see this rainbow. This rainbow is a symbol of hope. And this rainbow is also an embodiment of the divine feminine. Here we have the Princess of Pentacles, who, this is the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up from this card, that, you know, she's kind of standing here as a ray of hope. Look at the sunshine that's coming up behind her, and the rays are extending out. It's like this divine masculine really sees this feminine as this hope, you know, as kind of like this positive pot of gold, so to speak, at the end of the rainbow. He's still tied up by his ego mind, so he's not able to take action on what he's thinking. He is not only blindfolded, but he's also in the dark. He's tied up and he's surrounded by these dangerous, sharp weapons and also water on all sides. So, you know, there's really a sense of not having any way to get to where you want to be. Yeah, you have this energy of looking out. You know that that horizon where you want to be is there, but then you have your ego mind that has you all tied up. And then you have this beautiful divine feminine who's just shining as a ray of hope, a ray of light in your darkness, and you're just being pulled in two directions. Like, I'm literally in my third eye seeing a tug of war between this divine masculine's higher self and his heart's desires and his ego mind. So this is really a tense energy, you guys, but there is such a desire for forward movement. Look at this. We had the Fool card jump out first and foremost, that I can't see how and I can't see where I'm going, but I want to take this leap of faith. This desire is there, and it's being confirmed by the Six of Swords. This is another forward movement card. And if you look at this lady on the boat, she's very, very distressed. She's crying. She looks like she's probably just been rescued from something terrible. Her child is also crying. This is the divine masculine inside. This is his state of mind. This is his state of heart right now. And this is his inner child just kind of trying to cling on to something that gives him hope, to something that gives him a sense of security. And for the divine masculine, that is none other than his feminine. He knows that, you know, there's toxicity in his mindset, and this toxicity has come from his past experiences, and he's fighting so hard to break these chains. But sometimes it's like, you know, there's these forces around him, these other people that seem bigger than him, and that's only because he's giving them power over himself. They don't really have this power, but he's giving it to them psychologically, and that's why they're able to manipulate and restrain and all of those things that make him feel trapped and emotionally drained and hollow. But this divine masculine is in the process of awakening to that fact, right? He can't just shift into a positive mindset overnight. Like, that's really not possible, right? He's going to need some time, but the fact of the matter is he's not as restrained as he thinks he is. These chains, these shackles are in his mind, and that's something that spirit, the universe, his guides, his angels are going to awaken him to. What other messages do we need to hear, Spirit? What else needs to come through? We have the King of Wands. Exactly, you guys, what I've been saying here. Look, the first card that had come out was the Queen of Wands, and now we have the King of Wands that's coming out. This divine masculine is moving from the Ace of Swords to the King of Wands energy in perfect alignment with his divine feminine. And if you look at, all this green that's surrounding this masculine, that's only in the structures, that's only in, the throne that he's sitting on, but behind him, it's all desert. Behind him, it is all desert. Whereas behind this feminine, it's blossoms like summertime. There's fertility here, there's nature, there's life. And around this masculine, you don't see any of that. So this is what the feminine brings to the table for the masculine. This is why they are perfect counterparts. They complement each other. They are both the light at the end of each other's tunnels. This is such beautiful energy coming through. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. Yes, there was a lot of heartbreak, and the saying hurting people hurt people comes to mind when I'm tapping into this energy, that because this divine masculine had been so hurt in his own past, he wound up hurting the feminine even though he didn't want to. That, he brought her the pain and suffering that he was trying to escape himself. And it was not intentional. I'm not getting any, like conniving or malicious vibes here. But I am getting that, just because he was hurting and he didn't know how to respond to love, he didn't know how to be open and allow his heart to truly feel love in its entirety, he wound up causing the same heartbreak that he himself suffered and was trying so hard to avoid. That knowledge came to him after the 3D physical disconnect in this connection, and he's so burdened by that guilt that he literally can hardly take one step forward. I'm just really seeing this masculine feeling so weighed down and stuck by the heaviness of the guilt in his own heart space that he's just, he's lost in terms of how to even move forward and do what he needs to do. But there's a very strong desire here for a new beginning in love with the feminine that is strongly being divinely guided. We have this white bird up here that is kind of like the symbol of spirit, that, it's being placed divinely into his mind, into his heart's desires, that the divine feminine can fill his cup and he should move toward her. As a result, his passion for her is just increasing exponentially. This Ace of Wands is actually also a forward movement card in this deck. It's just, literally aiming in the direction that it's going to shoot off in. And what is really synchronistic here, you guys, is that the King and Queen of Pentacles came out together. So once this divine masculine has fully awakened and he steps forward to speak his truth to his feminine, his throat chakra and heart chakra are unblocked, They're going to once again get into such perfect alignment, just as they were before, the King and Queen of Wands. Now, with that passion that they feel for one another, is going to come the stability that comes with the Suit of Pentacles. They're going to be so grounded emotionally now, something that really wasn't there in the past. This is why this 3D separation had to take place, because there's so much transformation going on in this connection that, you know, being together would really just cause so much pain and suffering to either one or both of these counterparts. They just could not be together while that was happening. So it's just, you know, they always say separation happens for a higher reason, and it truly, truly does. It truly does. But I'm seeing so much growth and expansion here. So much growth and expansion. This masculine and feminine both, they're going to be looking back and saying, oh my gosh, look how far I've come. Everything that I've been through, and I'm still standing. And look at this guy. I'm not just standing, I am standing strong. I'm making a statement. I'm making a difference in my life and in the life of others. I am doing, you know, my soul's calling, my soul's purpose. And I have undergone so much growth and expansion. Look at all this darkness dissipating. There's literally hardly any darkness left. This is such a bright, beautiful card of growth. Yeah, so the cycle of darkness is ending. Literally, I just heard Spirit say the cycle of darkness is ending. So there is a lot of positive energy coming in. These counterparts are definitely not feeling very positive at the moment from what I can sense as I'm tapping into this energy. But victory. Victory is definitely in the cards for this connection. This connection is what is going to lead these counterparts to their victories. They are standing behind each other, even in this 3D physical disconnect. They are so connected. That's really what I'm getting here, is they're so connected. Even in this disconnect, they are so energetically generous to one another that they're literally supporting each other every step of this journey, whether they realize it or not. They've been working hard to be, you know, somebody that they can be proud of. They've been trying to balance themselves, bring in their soul's calling, bring in their own value to the table, balance the connection and balance themselves internally. This card in this deck especially, I don't associate with juggling at all. It's all about balance, and it's all about bringing forth the values, the value that you bring to the table that are hidden within you right now. It's about finding them, pulling them out, and revealing them. Intuition is definitely heightening during this time, and both counterparts are definitely a lot more intelligent than they had been in the past. That past cycle, once again, this card at the bottom of the deck, that cycle is absolutely over. That had been bringing them so much darkness, so much despair. Oh, the Prince of Swords. This is equivalent to the Knight of Swords. So communication is coming in quick. Even with this darkness still remaining, this masculine is trying so hard to cut through the blocks in his throat chakra. I'm seeing a masculine who is just constantly battling with his, you know, with what his heart wants and his ego mind, and saying, should I just go ahead and send this message to the feminine? But no, I haven't cleared everything that's a mess in my life right now, so I shouldn't do that because I don't want to put her in that space of being confused or not knowing where she stands. but I'm dying to communicate with her. And, you know, it's just this constant battle. And I'm really feeling like this churning knot in my stomach as I'm tapping into this feminine's energy, because she can pick up on this internal battle that this masculine is going through. And it's really bringing her like a lot of tumultuous anxiety, a lot of times that she doesn't even realize where on earth this is coming from. And it's so funny, this is the third time we got the Ten of Swords at the bottom of this deck. So if you are seeing angel number 1010, this is a huge indicator for you that the karmic cycle that's been keeping you and your masculine apart is ending. It is literally ending. It could not be more clear that it's ending. In yesterday's video, we were getting 3 confirmations as well. I noticed that with the Ten of Swords, we got it 3 times in tonight's reading. So if Spirit is confirming something 3 times, I've always gotten 2 confirmations when I've been doing readings, but for the past 2 days, if it's coming up 3 times, you know that this table is just about turned here. And we have the 6 of Cups. So we have, oh my gosh, such a beautiful, childlike, flirtatious new beginning that is coming in for these counterparts. Like, you're going to be falling in love all over again. And Divine Feminine, you are going to be treated like the Empress that you are. Your masculine is finally going to make it known to you that this is how he sees you. And this is how much he loves you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. So yes, it is absolutely normal for you to feel anxious in what you cannot see, because what's happening in every step of your masculine's journey, you won't necessarily be able to see. And Spirit is really asking you to lean into that unknown, to lean into that darkness, to find your own strength and comfort. And with that, you're going to realize that you have a strength you never knew you had. It's not even something you'd forgotten you had. You just literally did not even know you had that in you. And that is what you are about to discover here. You guys, this is a fated connection. I just heard Spirit say the red string of fate binds you. Yes, if you're resonating with this reading, you and your counterpart are fated. You are true twin flames that even in past lives were in union. In this life, again, you are going to be in union. And you are just clearing out anything from the past, including past lives, that put you, or that were creating blocks in this connection. So there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You are stuck with your counterpart, is basically what Spirit is telling you. You are both manifesting each other. Look at that. Reconciliation is on the horizon, literally. You are both manifesting each other. You're both finding that you have these internal tools. You have everything that you need to bring balance to yourself in this connection. And as a result, manifest your twin flame back into your life. That is such an amazing, amazing read. I'm going to pull a couple of message cards from the masculine to the feminine, just to see what comes through here. I am certain our union will happen. This divine masculine has absolutely no doubt. Divine feminine, he is more sure of it than even you are. He has way more faith in this connection and in you than even you do. I choose you. You are the one for me. If you were worried about any third-party karmic situations, any kind of interferences, let this be your message. Surrender to the situation. Just like I said, lean into that darkness and you will find your strength. Your masculine is asking you to keep your heart open for him. because he's coming back to you. And in this process, see only love, because he has nothing but love in his heart for you. You are the answer to his prayers. And lastly, I'm sorry for hurting you. I hope you can forgive me. This is the acknowledgement that you needed to move past the past and move forward into a bright and beautiful new future. And it's coming for you. It's literally almost here. So that was a beautiful energy that came through tonight, you guys. I hope this video finds everyone who will resonate with it. If you need a tool to help yourself get into alignment with manifesting your twin flame back into your life, your true twin flame, if you need help with abundance, self-concept, you name it, pretty much all areas of life, I highly recommend that you check out my twin flame manifestation affirmations. I'm going to leave my Instagram ID in the video description box. I really hope you guys join me there. You can come and check out the highlight titled affirmations, and you can see reviews from all of my clients, past and present, who have actually seen results with manifesting their twin flame back, with manifesting the career or home of their dreams, with manifesting a new and improved self-concept that they never thought they could have. This has been tried and true in use with my clients for almost a decade. I've created these affirmations myself, and the document is $150. There was a sale on it yesterday. I extended the sale through today because a lot of people came by and said that they missed the sale. So I honored that and I extended it through today. The sale will end at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time tonight, which is May 31st, Tuesday, 2022. So unfortunately, I'm sorry if you missed the sale, but these affirmations are absolutely worth it. It is an investment in yourself. And everybody needs some kind of an external tool from time to time to help them get to where they need to be. Because doing everything on your own is very, very difficult. We have enough stress in life. So if one little tool can help you move from point A to point B and take some of that, that stress, that burden off of you, you can't go wrong with it. So I do highly recommend that you guys come by, check that out. And if you're feeling guided, feeling called, then definitely make that investment in yourself. It is a document you will have forever. There's over 100 affirmations in there for all areas of life. And there's mentoring tips in there that I gave my coaching clients. There is instructions on how to use the affirmations, how to get into vibrational alignment for best results. Pretty much almost like a step-by-step guide on how to use the affirmations, plus over 100 affirmations in the document. So like I said, my Instagram ID is going to be in the video description box. Instagram is also the place where you can book a personal reading with me. Just check out the highlight titled services. It has a listing of all the readings that I'm currently offering. It has prices and booking info, all of that in there. Just check it out and book anytime, whatever reading you like. So I do hope to see you all there. Excuse me. But if not, I will definitely talk to you all again in the next reading video. Have a beautiful night, everyone.